It's pretty much the middle of July, and it is, as typical, warm. Now, we had that one monsoon. So that happened towards the end of June, and we have had absolutely nothing since. And really, really high temps, near record temps every day. So everybody always asks, what do we do different on the farm and what's happening, in the month of July and August. And the reality is we're still growing things and still harvesting, right? Mm-hmm. This morning we got our really first solid harvest of figs, although we've been harvesting the RSI white for the last couple of weeks. But the Black Mission fig tree looks fantastic. Probably looks better than the rest of our fig trees, and gave us a harvest without any organza bags.
Crazy.
So I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah.
But you've been busy this morning, got some updates for everybody.
I was up front this morning, and the loquat, they actually look really good. I know we have people asking us how loquats do in full sun in the summertime, and they are in full sun and look fantastic.
Yeah, and they're going on, 4 years old now. So they've been in the ground for a while. Obviously that helps, but the reality is they've always been in full sun. So another item in full sun that is coming up, fresh.
Yeah, we have the moringa that we planted over in the duck area, that we replaced one that we planted late last year, and all 6 of them came up that we planted and look really good.
Yeah.
Nice and green and getting tall and bushy. And
we talk about when to plant moringa, and we did find out last year you really need to hit it at end of June, beginning of July. As soon as the monsoon season starts, get the seeds in the ground. We planted at the beginning of August, and the reason we are planting in that spot is because that tree didn't make it through winter. So lots of new growth. I got a shot of the tips of some apple trees, and we're around our mulberry trees here, and while they're dropping leaves because they're got a little bit of shock from the hot, dry weather, there's also new growth at the tips, which is really all we focus on. It's okay if it drops leaves, as long as there's that little bit of growth at the tips, they'll be just fine here through the rest of the year. So I guess the question that we get all the time is, how do things do in full sun, or do you put them in full sun, or how do you shade them? And the answer would be no shade.
well, we don't shade them.
No. So we're getting a grape harvest done here this morning, and we've actually been harvesting grapes for probably the last month or so. Always starts with our table grapes. So the Flame and Thompson, also the Manuka, those are always the first ones to go. And then the Syrah and the Zinfandel are about the same time. The Cabernets can be a little hard sometimes to tell exactly when they're ready, but they do ripen fast. So they go from green to purple within a few days to a week. So we always keep an eye on these, and what we're looking for is we're looking for something specific. This is a ripe cluster for us here. And what we're looking for is we want to make sure we don't have any green grapes, obviously, because we know that those are not ripe. And then we also watch for the individual grapes themselves to start to lose some of their moisture, and that happens pretty fast this time of year. The challenge we've had is no monsoons to help with that moisture content, but once we start seeing raisins form, we know it's ready to start getting these purple grapes off of these vines. We're done with our harvest for today. We've got about half a bucket or so here at the beginning of the Cabernet season. You could probably pick up on camera these Cabernets on the other side of the farm. They're definitely still quite a ways off, maybe another week or two before these are ripe and ready to harvest. Of course, after we do this, we will be going into the house. We separate these out because, as you can see, we can't harvest them all at the same time. So we freeze the individual grapes so that we can come back and, of course, Cabernet grapes, you know we're making wine. Now, one of the things that you'll notice, there's no netting and there's no organza bags on any of these. We've noticed that we get very, very little pest problems with our Cabernet grapes in particular. I can only imagine it's got to be something to do with the tannins in the grapes themselves and not a whole lot of flesh, but I don't know exactly what it is. All I know is I'm not complaining because we get a harvest without a whole lot of work. Got a good one? No way. Take that out, please. So harvesting in the middle of July is kind of a bummer, I'm not gonna lie. Especially with ants everywhere.
Oh my goodness, the ants are out of control this year.
Man.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. But you know what? It's part of the deal. So you saw us clearing out the tomatoes. We're gonna go back into some of these beds here, plant some beans because those help to fix nitrogen, help reduce the amount of actual fertilizer we need to use. But we will come back and fertilize all of the fall beds with a little bit of chicken manure so that can age a bit before we're planting what? Garlic and onions, that's the answer. So I like how you just stare. I have no idea. We only do it every year in October. All right, so yeah, that's what we'll be doing. Hey, one more.
What I have to deal with.
I know, every day. Oh, only really the weekends and in the evenings. So we had some folks reach out on the live stream, which we're doing weekly now, and asked us a couple different questions, but one of the things we remembered is we needed to have you guys help us name Winston's enclosure. The girls' enclosure is
Hogwarts.
Yep. So we need something that can be either similarly themed or something else. We've got a poll up on the community tab here on YouTube. So if you guys can head over there and vote. We had to break it into two sections. So there's 2 sets of 5 options that you guys gave us. And when we get the winner here in a few weeks, it sounds like you got some painting to do. I know you're excited about that. So just want to thank you for joining us today. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. We cover a lot of things here on this newly established functioning farm and would love to see you on a regular basis. If you have any questions or comments, those go in the
comment section down below.
And our Amazon shop, I'll leave a link down in the description. That's a free, painless way to help support the channel. If you start with the link down below, it doesn't matter what you buy, you help to support us here. So just want to thank you for joining us today and remind you, if we can farm on the edge of nowhere,
so can you.
All right, I gotta take care of Cleo. She's all up in my business.
Our cats are very needy.
They are needy. Hey, kitty.
I think we just spoiled them too much.
Yep. Oh, she's just.
she
and
laid down back
she's
here.
gonna lay down.
Oh, yes.
Forgot to put a belt on, so my pants are just falling down.
Are they really?
Yeah. He literally just pushed his head right into my crotch. Like, yep.
Yep, I'm
Ready for pets. Ready for pets. Good job on catching that bird this morning. Now you just gotta work on killing them, okay?
They killed it.
Oh, they did?
Mm-hmm.
Good job, you guys. Good job, you guys. That's what we want, these murderers. A bunch of ruthless murderers. I don't even think she's in camera either, so people don't even know what I'm doing.
You're rubbing your feet.
I'm just rubbing my feet from all the ant bites.